What's going on, guys? Gary Yaman here, back at it again with another video. Hope you're doing well, hope you're safe and happy. Today, I'm checking out the brand new Xiaomi 15. Well, I'm not sure if it's brand new, but anyways, to me, it is brand new. This phone officially starts at 999 euros in Europe, which is around 1,080 US dollars for the base model. But depending on where you shop, like Spain or Amazon, you'll often find it for like cheaper, around the 700 euros, which is around 800 US dollars or so. Anyways, I've been using it as my main phone for the past couple of weeks, and I'm ready to tell you everything about it. As always, I'll divide this review into chapters. Let's get into the most boring one, which is, of course, the specs and build. So, just going to give you the key specs. This has the Snapdragon 8 Elite paired with up to 16 gigs of RAM and up to 1 terabyte UFS 4.0 storage. Battery is a massive 5240 mAh with 90 watts wired and 50 watts wireless charging. Now, design. This is a compact powerhouse. I really like the smaller form factor here. It feels so lightweight, and using it one-handed instead of two is just a blast, guys. Having this much raw power in such a small phone is honestly quite amazing. It is a lightweight phone with just around 190 grams, and it is IP68 water and dust resistant. Subtle rounded edges make it very comfortable to hold. The variant I have is the black one, though honestly it looks a bit more grayish. Still, it looks really good and premium in the hand. You'll find the usual power and volume buttons. There are no other buttons on the side, and on the bottom you got the USB-C port and stereo speakers, and of course the SIM card tray. The speakers are quite loud and clear, as you can expect. The display. Damn, wow, it's insane. 3200 nits peak brightness means bright sun is no match. You can easily see everything in direct sunlight. It is a 6.36 inch OLED, 1.5K resolution, dynamically scales from 1 to 120 Hz, and supports Dolby Vision and HDR10+. Out of the box, the colors look great. But if you tweak settings, switch profiles, dial color, temperature, you can really personalize it. It is sharp, vibrant, and easy to read in any light. So far, the screen itself, it also has fingerprint scanner. See here, works really fast and easy without no hesitations, which is really good. And the battery life of such a small phone has been really good. It lasted me almost 2 days on one charge. After the first day, I still had around 47% left, though to be fair, that was just with casual use, checking emails, scrolling social media, and texting. With heavier use, you'll still easily make it through a day and a half, no problem. And the charging speed, ridiculously fast. That's flagship energy right there. Software and performance. HyperOS 2 on top of Android 15 delivers a sleek and capable experience. The experience with software is smooth and fast. And yes, there is bloatware and even some ads, but you can disable them. Just look up a tutorial on YouTube or Google it. It takes about half an hour to remove everything and disable everything, and then you're good to go forever. Once cleaned up, this thing flies. The Snapdragon 8 Elite make this phone feel much faster than it even looks. I just kept smiling because of how fast it is on such a small, lightweight device. Kinda reminds me of the iPhone Mini 13. Apps open instantly, animations are smooth, and gaming performance is top tier, as you can see here with Genshin Impact. Now the camera. Yes, it has Leica branding, and you definitely see it in the sample photos. There's this distinct Leica color science at play. Some people love it, some people don't, and for me personally, I'd still edit the shots to match my own taste. You can hear now an airplane coming by, because I live close to the airport. I think it's a big plane. And I have to say, guys, the photos do look nice. Sometimes a little too digital for my liking, but still very solid. This applies to the other cameras as well. The ultra wide and telephoto are reliable, but again, a bit on the digital side of things. And the selfie camera, it's okay. Not the best in the world, but it does a decent job. Video. For video, it's a bit of a different story. Here, things look even more digital. Like with too much of that smartphone look that I personally don't really like. At times, the image almost feels artificial, like when I filmed this boat. It looked like it was created by AI or something. It doesn't look real to life. And yes, it can also shoot in 8K up to 30 frames per second, and the stabilization is good, and the footage is usable, but if video is your top priority, this might not be the phone for you. What about the selfie camera? I don't know about it. It's nice stabilized, 4K 30 frames on the Xiaomi 15, backlit. It's okay. Conclusion. Alright, so who should buy this phone? People that enjoy a smaller phone that still packs a big punch. If you're looking for a fast, compact Android flagship that has a great screen, excellent battery life, and takes decent photos with okay video, then this is a no-brainer. At 999 euros officially, it's priced like a flagship. But if you can find it closer to 750 or 700-ish on Amazon or local retailers, it becomes an even easier recommendation. But, with a huge but, if you take lots of videos and selfies, you may want to consider something else. Alright guys, that's it for today. Drop your questions below for this Xiaomi 15. And if you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll catch you in the next one. As always, stay safe, stay happy. The outro went a little bit not that smooth, but you know what? This is the I would say iPhone, but it's not the iPhone. This is Xiaomi 15. Look how cute it is. Look how nice. So nice. Kap.